Okay, you all. Well, hey, welcome. You just purchased Kiyomi Max. So now you want to know, how do I start my own AI business? This is going to be the free AI Business Bootcamp. And we're on the site right now for Kiyomi Max. You know, you run it using Claude Desktop. You get it at $14.99 a month or $149 for the entire year. And if you're watching this video, in the description, I might have something real special for you to be able to get it for a lot cheaper. So let me explain what this is, okay? And I'm gonna be looking down at my notes while I talk about it. This is a free boot camp that teaches you how to build and run a one-person AI startup business just like me, really just a one-man or one-woman startup. You know, I came upon some success when I started the Kiyomi Max business, and now I want to share it with everybody. So let me tell you what you're going to get by the end of this course, okay? By the end of this series, you'll be able to get clients, send invoices, track money, market yourself, build websites, automate your operations, and build an AI team, okay? I'm giving away the whole game just like what I got. The tool that we're using is Kiyomi Max, okay? That's the tool that we're gonna be using, and let me show it to you, okay? So I'm gonna come to Claude. This is Claude Desktop, and you see here where I was planning out this course, but if you look at the sidebar, I have Ariana, I have Nicole, and I have Brock. Now, primarily, what you're gonna need in this course, well, what you're gonna need for your business is really just someone like Ariana. She handles everything for my business and takes care of all of this. Nicole is more for my personal life. Brock is more for other passive income strategies. But the point is, you working with Kiyomi Max allows you to get these personas. So you may have one running your business, one running your personal life, and one running your other, passive income strategies. And I also have here scheduled tasks, okay? So this one's more personal, but this one is more business, my weekly revenue report. And this is the actual setup that I use to run my entire business. Now, for the videos, I'm gonna try and keep them short. I'm gonna have them value focused. You just pay attention. All that's required is that you use Kiyomi Max. And now let me tell you why, because you may be saying, well, I can use Claude Desktop instead of Kiyomi Max. Why would I need Kiyomi Max? Kiyomi Max turns your Claude Desktop into a complete business partner, a business operating system for you. Now, Claude could come out at some point in time and make something like Claude Business. They might have it out by the time you watch this video if they go that way, but it's never going to be as specific as is needed for your personal business. Kiyomi Max is made to handle your personal business. Now, as this course goes on, what you're going to see is that I'm going to start with an objective. I'm going to go over something that gives value to show you exactly what you can do with your Kiyomi Max. And then I'm going to give you a section where you can practice. So you want to watch the entire video, because by the end of this whole course, you'll be able to run a business just like how I'm running my business. And I'm giving away on YouTube for free because I'm thanking you for purchasing Kiyomi Max. Trust me when I tell you this too. Every single update that Anthropic gets, that Claude ships, because Kiyomi Max runs through Claude Desktop, and for those who want to get into CLI, it does run on the Claude Code CLI as well, but we're going to be showing it on desktop. But for those of you who get it, because it runs on Claude Desktop, that means every single thing that Claude Anthropic ever ships, Kiyomi is able to do. So if we talk about something like a Claude Business that may come out, well, just know that instead of you getting Claude Business and it starting from scratch, you get Claude Business and it uses Kiyomi to roll everything that you have in there in it. So again, going back to the website, Kiyomi Max, it gives more information. You can watch my other videos too. You get it for $14.99 a month or $149 for the year. It's a steal. And like I said, I may have something special in the description, depending on when you watch this video. Last thing I want to say before we close, the next two videos in this series are going to be how you can install Kiyomi Max on your Mac and how you can install Kiyomi Max on your Windows. Both are very powerful. I will say Anthropic tends to ship updates to Mac before they ship them to Windows. The personal system I use is on a MacBook. So if you want to follow along exactly how I do it, then a MacBook would be your best bet. But Windows is very, very good. And the only thing that right now at the current time of shooting this video that Windows doesn't have is computer use, but that's far, far, far away in the courses. But hey, I'm proud of you for getting this. This is your free AI Business Bootcamp. And we especially need something like this because in these hard times, do you really think that the job market is going to recover and be great, even if it recovers from where it is now at the time of shooting this video? How can you trust it? Now we have the power to be one man, one woman startups, and a tool like Kiyomi Max gives you that power. All right, y'all. If you already got it installed, you can skip the next two videos, and we're going to go right into our next course, which will be setting up your business profile. Now, of course, like I said, the next two videos will be the installed videos, but if you have it installed and ready, you can go right to that one. All right, y'all. See you for the next one. Bye-bye. Okay, so welcome to video 2 in our free AI Business Bootcamp. So this is what we're going to do for this video. The objective of it is to show you the power of Kiyomi Max. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to show you how you can basically create a whole business with just answering a few questions. So we're going to come here and we are going to get in our Claude desktop and say start Kiyomi Max. And ignore my little notes where I was prepping my Kiyomi Max for this video. All right, so here we have it. Hey, I'm Kiyomi, your AI business partner. Let's get started. Tell me your name and what do you do? So we're gonna act like we're setting up a business that's kind of new in the sense of there's an LLC for it, but the operations haven't been formalized in terms of it running just like how someone may want their business to run. You know, this is especially, this is one for those people who are in the trade. So we'll say, let's say my name is Tony, making up a fake name here. And I am a landscaper. And it's conversational as you build it up. Okay, and let me make this full screen. All right, what's your business called? Where are you based? So we'll say, actually, let's use the voice. My business is called La Vista Landscapers, and I am based in the Atlanta area. La Vista is all one word, by the way. Yeah, using voice is, man, I'm telling you, it made everything go really quickly. La Vista Landscapers, Atlanta area, love the name. All right, so now it's asking, what services do you offer? What do you charge? For example, mowing, cleanups, mulching. Just give me a rundown. Okay, see here at La Vista Landscapers, we do mowing the lawns, we edge the lawns, and we blow the lawns afterwards for cleanup. Simple operation. What we do, we typically charge about $150 for that job, and then if someone asks for something special on top of that, we inspect the area and we give them a quote, and then we'll add that to the invoice. Yeah, see, when you use the voice, you really help to get your thoughts out, and then it's a build-up process. You really talk to Kiyomi Max like it is a business partner because it is your business partner. So clean and simple, I like it. $150, custom work. 2 more questions, then I'm going to build your entire business. Okay, we'll see if she can do that because we're live. Okay, that was the objective of this video, right? Do you have any clients right now, and what's your revenue goal? Okay. So right now I've got 2 clients. One is Richard E. He's my son actually, but I do his yard once every 2 weeks. And the other is Elaine J. and I do her yard once every 2 weeks as well. And my revenue goal that I'm trying to get up to is about $2,000 per month. As you know, the business is here, but all I have is the LLC, and I'm doing these things on the side, but I really want it to be a real business. So I'm very excited about being able to use you. You know, give a couple of, compliments or something. I don't know. So yeah, using the voice makes this go far quicker. So now let's hear what she says right here. Tony, I hear you. And that's exactly what I'm here for. You've got the skills, you've got the LLC, you've got 2 paying clients. We're going to make La Vista Landscapers a real business today. Let me do some research on your competition in Atlanta, and then I'm going to build everything for you. Give me a few minutes. So this process here is where you get to see why you have to get Kiyomi Max, okay? Look at this. This is competitive research right here, and all you did was just say, what your business was, what you did, and look, all right, average pricing. Most lawn care companies in Atlanta charge $40 to $65 for a visit. Standard mow, edge, blonde, a quarter acre. Your 150 puts you at the premium end, which means you're either working large properties or you're already positioning yourself as quality over cheap. Yes, this is a quality business. Big players: Lawn Starter, Personal Touch Lawn Care, Weaver Landscape, The Ground Guys. They all serve Atlanta, but they're corporate. They send random crews, no personal touch. Your opportunity. Most of these companies are faceless. Nobody knows who's showing up. You, Tony, the owner, are the business. That personal relationship is your competitive advantage. Clients like Richard and Elaine stick with you because they trust you, not a logo. The Gap. Very few solo landscapers in Atlanta have professional website, online booking, or any kind of branded presence. Most are just phone number on a yard sign. If we give you a real website and real branding, you'll look 10 times more professional than companies 10 times your size. Now let me build your entire business. Give me a few minutes. I'm setting everything up. So this is what Kiyomi's building. Website, invoices, emails, content calendar, business plan, and brand kit all at once. And you can see she utilizes the power that you already get through Claude. But again, this is why I say you want Claude desktop, of course. But if you just get in and just use Claude, you're not going to get anything like this. This is a business partner who knows, okay, this is what's needed for this one man, one woman business. And it's building it all right here. And if you can see, it's got agents working on it. And look, here's the email signature right here, okay? Owner, La Vista Landscapers, phone, email, website, license, and insured. So the email signature is done. Let's see what else it does. And this is, right here on camera in front of everybody. But again, while it's building that, let me go to the website again really quickly. So this is to do Kiyomi Max. If you're here, I assume you've already purchased, but if not, and you're just watching it, okay. All that I just showed you while it's working, you get that for $14.99 a month, or you get $149 for the year. Like I said, I might put something in the description to make that yearly price even better. I got to decide on that. I got to talk to my Kiyomi about that. But I mean, look at the power that you have for just $14.99 a month. And now, yeah, you got to get a Claude subscription so that you can have Claude desktop and things like that. But I'm talking to you, the business owner, the one man, one woman startup in the economy that it currently is at the time of shooting this video. And are you willing to spend as low as $35 a month to get what I'm showing you here? Are you willing to spend $150 for the year and then just whatever you're paying Claude? To me, as someone who did this, like the whole reason that this course is here is because this is how I run my business. The Kiyomi business is running. If you see my crew, like I showed you, Ariana, Nicole, and Brock, they're all right there. They all work off of Kiyomi Max. So what I'm sharing with you is something that, I use personally. Look at this. This is the business dashboard. So you see revenue this month, the active clients, 4 jobs this month, revenue goals, and it has listed the clients that were mentioned. Follow-ups, no overdue follow-ups. And as you see, it pops up as it finishes. It had the email signature. Now it's got the business dashboard. And, if you want to say, okay, now where are these files at? Because we see the preview. What it's doing, look at the website. I mean, look at this is absolutely amazing. This is the website. And what it's doing is, if you look in, behind the, up under the roof or whatever, up under the hood, it's creating these files for you and saving them in a template. And look at this. This is within, the video hadn't even been 10 minutes yet. Hasn't even been 10 minutes. And you've got an email signature, a dashboard for your clients so that you can look at it, and you've got a website. The power of this thing, the power of Kiyomi Max is insane. And like I say in all my videos, it's only going to get better, because every update that Anthropic ships, every update that Claude ships, Kiyomi Max gets. I don't know, and I don't want to sell, because this is a tutorial video, but again, it's like, how are you a business owner and you look at this and saying, nah, I'll pass? I mean, look, I'm just, I'm passionate about it because I created Kiyomi Max, but like, seriously, like, this is, with all that it's done already, we just crossed over 10 minutes, and that doesn't count me talking to it and giving it the details. All this is done for you, all white glove experience. And white glove means that you didn't have to do anything but answer the questions. The price, I'm gonna be honest with you, I really should do something about the price, but hey man, I know what this economy is. That's why I created Kiyomi Max. So everything's built, Tony. Here's what I just set up for La Vista Landscapers. Your profile, 2 clients added to your CRM, professional website, invoice templates, 5 email templates, a 30-day content calendar, 30-day business plan, a brand kit, business dashboard, 1 conversation, full business. So to make this real, I'd recommend connecting these things like Stripe, Gmail, and Google Calendar. We'll do that next. One final question I want to ask. Okay, this is awesome, Kiyomi. Let me ask you one final question. I see that I didn't get to see everything that you built right here in the preview. So can you just tell me the folder where this is at so I can go look at it on my own time? You don't need to pull it up. You just need to tell me where I can find it on my machine. And again, look at this website. Look at this, all made while I was yapping to you. Okay? Everything is in one folder on your machine, Kiyomi Max. That's where it has everything. So, you guys, amazing. Your full business with just a short, less than a minute conversation. It's got everything. You saw it right in front of you. Come back for video number 3, because lesson 3 is where we will cover what we need to do in order to handle our connections, our daily operations, what was mentioned down here about connecting Stripe, Gmail, Google Calendar, some of those other things, so we can make this business start making some money. I'll see y'all in the next one. Okay, so welcome to video 3 in our AI Business Bootcamp course. Free, by the way. And now the last one, we showed how Kiyomi Max could build your entire business in just 10 minutes. We just went through that. Everything's built. We're acting as if we're Tony for La Vista Landscapers. But now you notice the message it talked about how we needed to connect to Stripe, Gmail, and Google Calendar. So how do we do that? Now this video right here is the benefit of Kiyomi Max running off of Claude Desktop, okay? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to do those connections. This is something that you do through Claude Desktop, and this is the appeal of it. So if you come down to your name right here, and you go and then click Settings, you'll find this part that says connectors. Okay, so here's the objective before we get into this. By the end of this video, this is what I need you to know and be able to understand. Okay, you will have your Google Workspace and your Stripe connected. Now, say that you don't have Google Workspace, but you got Gmail, okay? Because you may be just starting out your business. What you'll see when you pull up connectors is a large list. Now, these are the ones that I have connected, but if you go to Browse Connectors, you'll see all the connectors that Claude Desktop has. A bunch of them. And these are what you use to connect Kiyomi Max to your business. So as I go down, you see you got Google Drive, you have Zapier, you have, your CRM tools, Databricks. The way that Claude makes this so easy, you got Square for if you take payments through Square and not through Stripe. Claude makes this easy because it makes it one click and you sign in. So for example, okay, let's go up here and let's look at the Gmail one, okay? So it says, connect Gmail to Claude quickly to find important emails, understand long conversations, things like this. I already have it connected, okay? But let's just say for sake of the video, I disconnect it. Do I want to disconnect it? Okay, I'll disconnect it. And then I connect it again. All right, so it'll take you to your page to where you authorize. And I want to authorize it to connect to my business. It does the OAuth. And this is as simple as it is. Now, after you've connected it, you'll go to configure. And what you want to do is change this to always allow. Okay? Because it'll let you then read, send, search, things like this. Now, right now, if you see here with Gmail, it can just read. But with Kiyomi, it can also send and draft. Same thing. Let's look at Stripe. Now, I'm not going to reconnect my Stripe because I'm not trying to mess up my money. But like I said, you can browse your connectors and look. But this configure. So with Stripe, you see, I have it connected, but it doesn't have the permissions that it needs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to always allow for my permissions for Stripe. And so then what that means is that now within Kiyomi, I can have it handle all of not only my email and things like that, but what my payments are. These are the other things I use with my business. And you just come here once you hit that connection, and then you go to always allow, and then your Kiyomi Max will be supercharged. And we'll go into these specific connections. And also too, say that you don't have Stripe, okay? Or you don't have Square, for example. Like if we go to Square, let me type it in here. Square. Okay. Say I wanted to connect. When you choose connect, it'll always take you to the website, and then it'll ask what permissions are needed. But if you don't have the service, it will let you, or it'll guide you and give you step by step to get the service. So now as a business owner, you got to be getting paid some type of way. Okay. Let's X out of this. Most business owners use Stripe, they use Square, or they use PayPal. That's there as a connection. And so let's test this out, okay? So let's go back to our Kiyomi. And let's just ask it to check my email. And what we'll do is we'll get out of the demo for Tony, and we'll go back to, let me start a fresh one so it can start with my information, because I just want to show you how this works. Start Kiyomi Max. And this one will be for Richard Echols, because I want to show something real quick. So start Kiyomi Max. Boy, the spelling of my name is atrocious when I use the voice mode. But I want to show you how it can read emails, how it can say what's on my calendar, because these are things that I have connected. So when it comes up, and I don't know why it says Kiyomi Max, it's Kiyomi, but again, that's you know what happens when you handle it with voice. So starting up, it's loading up with the memories. And so we'll see where it's loading up with Tony's profile, actually. What's up, Richard? I loaded up, but I see Tony's memory saved. Since this one's for you, want me to switch to RMDW LLC for this demo? Yes, switch to RMDW LLC for this demo. I could have said that in the voice, but I get so used to typing. But I'm just going to show you a couple of things. Now, what it'll probably do, since it already has my information for RMDW LLC, that's my business that I use to make Kiyomi, is it will probably proactively just give me some information already. So it's asking me, well, what are you showing off? All right, so I'll tell it this. Hey, I am in my lesson number 3 about how to connect your business in my AI Business Bootcamp session. I should have had you look at this before I shot the video, but hey, we're live. It is what it is. Can you do a couple of things for me? Can you check my email? Just let me know my last 2 emails that I got, and then let me know what's on my calendar for today. And can you... Don't tell me my last customer on Stripe. Just tell me what my last 3 customers paid me on Stripe. Because I'm showing how the connections that I have are good and they will give information, since this is a Kiyomi demonstration video. Just showing the power of connectors. All right. So, you know, that's another thing that I love about Kiyomi Max, is that you can just talk to it just like how, you know, you talk to a person. And this is bothering me, not to start Kiyomi Max demo for Richard. Okay. So here we go. Last 2 emails, got one from Product Hunt, got one from Slack, and my calendar, I got a clear schedule today. The last payments were $9, $9, and $19. All 3 payments hit, money coming in. That's the power of connectors right here. Okay, so now what else can we do with connectors? Y'all got to come back, because lesson 4, we're going to go into how to handle email. Thanks for watching. Oh, and also too, before I leave you, actually, not thanks for watching just yet. Let me look at my notes, because I have something that you can do for practice. What you can do for practice now is you connect some of your connectors. Connect your Gmail, connect your Stripe, or whatever you use to make payments, and ask it these same questions. Ask it, you know, to check your last couple of emails, and ask it, if you did get paid, you know, what were those payment amounts? So now, y'all have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Come back for the next video in our AI Business Bootcamp series. Okay, so welcome back to the AI Business Bootcamp, and now we are on our 4th lesson, and that is how to handle email. And so now for this video, here is the objective that I want you to walk away with. By the end of this video, you will be able to manage daily email and run email campaigns through Kiyomi. So now, a big thing of being a business owner is that you always want to make sure that you're checking your email constantly, and you know that things go through, you know, your email campaigns, things like that. And that is a pain point for a lot of us who have businesses. So now you think about this situation, you're a solo business, you know, 1 man, 1 woman startup, and you need to know, okay, what are emails that are urgent, which ones need reply, which ones can I, you know, ignore. And so what I want to show you is how Kiyomi categorizes which emails are urgent, which need reply, and you know, which ones are just for your information. So what we'll do here is, let me see, we're going to use my business here. I'm just looking at my notes so that I can make sure that everything is correct. And this is what we're going to do, okay? For our first one, and remember, I want you all to practice with this as you go along. So here's the first thing we'll say to Kiyomi. Hey, Kiyomi, hey, can you check my email? And I need you to tell me what needs attention. Now, since I'm doing this demo video for the tutorial, don't share any information that needs to be covered over, but, you know, make sure to let me know if there is something urgent that I need to put my attention to in my email. And as you know, the last lesson we talked about how to connect your email through the connections that you get through Claude. And right now, it's searching my email. So this is, again, is the power of Kiyomi Max. Really, you know, you might not even really have to open your own email, to be honest with you, because you can have everything in there or work from you for Kiyomi Max. So, okay, you've got a message from Taisha. It's asking for my help. So this is a customer. No action needed. Slack subscription renewed. My weekly revenue report came in. That's another lesson. YouTube daily check came in Wednesday. Those are my YouTube stats. These are ones that I could ignore. Newsletters and promos. So the bottom line, the only thing that needs your attention is this email from a customer. So I will make sure that that is taken care of. And it's saying, okay, want me to pull up her email and draft a reply. So because I don't want to share customers' information on here, this is what we will do. Okay, let's do this. I don't want you to talk particularly to that customer, but what I want you to do is put me in the role, Richard, as if I am a customer who might have trouble installing Kiyomi Max. Can you, and don't give away the command line either, but can you draft an email and let me see it that you would send a customer who maybe just wants step-by-step instructions on how to install Kiyomi Max? And then once I approve it, I want you to go ahead and send that to my email. Again, voice mode is wonderful. So we have this here. And, you know, see, when we went over our last video, when we showed the power of the connectors, remember, it didn't say that it could send emails. Sending emails is something that is exclusive to Kiyomi. Okay, so here's the draft. Welcome to Kiyomi Max. Download your installer. Open it. See, I like this because Kiyomi Max is not a DMG file, so that's good. That's how I know it's a sample. So it's telling me to run this onboarding. How's the look? Okay, I'll send it to your inbox. This looks really good. Can you go ahead and send it to my email? Because I want to show in this demo video how not only can Kiyomi Max draft emails, but also send them. So this takes away a lot of, you know, that manual checking. You open your Gmail, you see what's from customers, you know. No, you can handle everything right here in Kiyomi Max. So it's got the draft and it's saying that it's going to send it. So I see on my phone, let's go to my email. Let me take my screen off. I'll show my face for a second while I navigate this. We'll go to my email and let me make sure to pull it up. And if you see here, it says, welcome to Kiyomi Max, your installation guide. So right here, that's how you handle your email from it just sending one email. Okay, now let's go back. Let's talk about email campaigns, okay? Because a lot of people use things like MailChimp, things like that. That's all fine and dandy, but you don't have to use that if you have Kiyomi Max. So let's do this. Okay, perfect. Now I want to show off how we can do an email campaign. I know when you pulled my stuff up, you sometimes, these people be calling me right in the middle of the videos. They get blocked. Telemarketers anyway. So, sorry. Back to this. So I know how you pull up clients that I have, maybe warm leads. Now, I don't want you to give away those clients' names, but you can just replace their names. They are real clients but I want to show an example of how I can do an email campaign. So find clients that I haven't emailed in the last 10 days, and can you draft check-ins? Because what I'm trying to do is just batch my re-engagement. So let me see those drafts. Again, email campaigns are so important. Oftentimes, and you know, what I'll have is, say that I do an update. So for example, Kiyomi Max was an update from an old Kiyomi that we no longer use, that we no longer even service, we no longer support. But I had past customers who had paid lifetime subscriptions for that old version of Kiyomi, and I wanted to migrate them onto Kiyomi Max. Well, this tool right here helped me so much because it got everybody their welcome email. It even differentiated it for them, and it sent it all to them after I saw a draft. And so we're just looking now. These names are, you know, made up, but look at what it has, because while the names have changed, these are real people that I need to email. Hi, Marcus. Just wanted to check in and see how things were going on your end. It's been a couple of weeks since we last connected. Wanted to make sure everything is running smoothly. So that's Marcus. You got James reaching out to see how everything's been going. Haven't heard from you in a bit, so I just wanted to make sure you're all good and if there's anything I can help with. Sarah, we got David. So these are re-engagement drafts. So this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so I don't want you to send these, but I want you to save them to drafts that I have in my email so that I can look at them and send them when I need to. So when you're running a business, especially when you start to get customers, and it depends on what type of business you're doing, but you know, if it's one with frequent updates, or maybe you're having sales going, you know, you want to have a quick way to get to all of your customers, because while it's important to have your, you know, your outreach to potential new customers, you want to keep the people who have started with you, you want to keep them warm, you want to keep them safe, you know, depending on the type of business that you've done with them. All 4 drafts are saved in the Gmail. We'll go to the Gmail again, and we will look at it. And if you see right here, we have all of my drafts, and we've got the checking in emails from those. So again, this is just a quick example of your email campaigns. Let me just check my notes to see if there's anything else. So we can say, you know, and after this campaign, one thing that I want you to just save to your memory, don't actually save it to the memory because, you know, this is a demo, but, you know, we're just showing, is that after they respond a week later, send them a thank you email. Can we get that saved? So while it's going through that and you see that, this is the assignment that I want you all to do. Those of you who are now with me these few videos in, I want you to check your email through Kiyomi, draft 1 reply, send a welcome email to a real client or a test client, and then ask who you haven't contacted in 30 days. All those things you can do right here with Kiyomi Max. As you've seen, you have an example of how you can handle your email. Our next video will talk about the calendar and the CRM function that comes right here in Kiyomi and can also be enabled using the connectors in Claude Code. All right, man, y'all have a good one. I'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye. Okay, so welcome back to your AI Business Bootcamp with Kiyomi Max. Now we are moving on to lesson 5, which is our calendar and CRM. And here's the objective. By the end of this video, you will know how to manage your schedule and track clients through conversation. So I've already prepped my Kiyomi, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, when we talk about the calendar, remember, we connected our Google Calendar through Claude. I believe you can connect your Apple too, but we're gonna look at our Google Calendar for this one. I was just making sure my sound was on. And so we start with a basic question. Again, we go here. So Kiyomi, what is on my calendar for today? And remember, the beautiful thing about this, it's all through conversation, right through your own Claude. So it goes, it checks the Google Calendar, it knows my business, knows what I'm looking for, checks my email to make sure. Shouldn't have anything on my calendar for today. Calendar is wide open, nothing on the books. You've got 1 full day free, which makes sense since you're locked in doing the bootcamp recordings, so it already knows. Okay, so we'll add this. Okay, so what does my week look like so far? Because if I have a free week and I just can't remember, then I know there are a couple of things that I may want to add here. So what does the week look like? Okay, so this is the overview of the week. You see today is free. So then I'm going to show you how you can go ahead and add events right here using Kiyomi Max and how it'll add things to your calendar. So we're going to see, it should say my week is free. Yep, week is completely free. Okay, so this is what we'll do. All right, so I got a couple of things I want to do. Can we schedule a call with, let me see, who are the people who I've used? Let's schedule a call with Kyle Jackson. He's interested and wanting to know more about Kiyomi Max. Can we schedule that for Monday at 6 p.m.? So again, you know, this is showing how Kiyomi is your all-in-one business platform, because not only is it going to schedule the event, but it can provide a reminder of the event as well. Done. Call with Kyle Jackson, Kiyomi Max demo on your calendar for Monday, March 30th, 6 p.m. Set it for 30 minutes with a reminder so you get the heads up. I also added a note that he's interested in learning more about Kiyomi Max. What else do you want to add? So this is the power of conversation. So let's get into the CRM portion of this, okay? So if I understand right, you have a CRM portion as well, correct? So what I want you to do, add James Chin. He's a plumber. He wants a website. His budget is about $1,500, and I want to be able to follow up with him sometime next week, because he's interested in just the website only, but I want to talk to him about Kiyomi Max. He says he's got a good budget, so him seeing the price of Kiyomi Max should sell him, especially the yearly option. I mean, that's, you know, enough to buy Kiyomi for 10 years if he's got a $1,500 budget. So can you add this to CRM so I can follow up with him in case I miss anything? And then also too, can you show me my list of clients? Show me a full list. Of course, since you know I'm doing a demo, you know, don't show their real names. So I mean, it's real simple. And you know, this begs into the question, when you got stuff like Kiyomi Max that handles everything for you, what's the need for certain software? So, oh, I see it's trying to say HubSpot. Well, I don't have a HubSpot, but it'll check my Supabase CRM. So that's the thing, you know, what's the use of different softwares when you can handle it all using Kiyomi Max? Because if this can be your CRM right here, then what's the use of paying for extra software? See, that's, again, you know, oh, Richard, you're trying to sell us again. No, I'm just showing you. I mean, it's right in front of you. You know, the work that we have, you got customers and leads. Let me add James Chin. So you see the work that is going through. See, when you think about the price of something like Kiyomi Max, and of course you got to get Claude, but say you get Claude for $20, then you get Kiyomi Max for $14.99 a month. I mean, you've got a visual right here, already in here. James Chin just added referral, client A, phone recent inquiry. We've got medical inquiry, auto accident needs consultation. You know, so these are all things that I can follow up on with Kiyomi Max. And you see how it's saying like, oh, well, if you're having an insurance company, then this is what you look at. If it's a financial services company, this is what you look at. So again, the power of conversation, having your CRM, having everything right in here, you can't beat it. So this is what we'll do. We'll come here and say, okay, I want to use one of the real clients that I have, but of course I don't want to use their name. Can you pick a client that I have for RMDW LLC and tell me everything you know about them? I'll give you one that you can pick. Recently, I talked about an 87-year-old man and his 65-year-old wife who just bought Kiyomi Max. Without revealing their names, can you tell me everything that you know about them? You've got an interactive business partner. You've got an interactive CRM right here. I mean, these are just, you know, I showed you the calendar and the CRM together, and it will, like you see, it's going through my Stripe, it's going through the customers, and it's getting the information. And you may have to feed it like a little bit of context here and there, because the best way for these services to work, any AI, is to give it enough context. But at the same time, look at the power that you have, and then look at the price that you can get it at. You know, for this video, and we're about to close it, you know, right after this, you see it right in front of you. I mean, so it's like, okay, you got your Google Calendar. You can have it create, you know, a list of your clients. It's already got a built-in CRM for you. You know, this is where we're headed. And like I say in every video, everything that Claude gets, Kiyomi will get. Like, I remember when Claude could not create visuals like this. Well, now it's able to. You know, who knows what else it'll be able to do. All right, so here we go. Here's the information. Here's everything. We'll call him Mr. T for the camera. 87-year-old entrepreneur, his 65-year-old wife. They run a custom t-shirt business together, family values themed apparel. They bought Kiyomi at $149 just 6 days ago. Richard personally sent them a welcome Kiyomi Max email with full setup. Also set up a custom business profile custom to their t-shirt business. I didn't even know I knew all of this. There's a couple in their 80s and 60s who saw value in AI and put their money down. They're using Kiyomi Max to help run their apparel business. They chose the yearly plan, committed, not just testing. And look at this. That's the power of the CRM. I just pulled your email history, Stripe payments, and onboarding records all in one shot. When you say, tell me about this client, I cross-reference everything. No switching between apps, no digging through inboxes. Want me to schedule up a follow-up with them or move on to the pipeline view? So we're going to end the video here. Here's your practice that I want you to do, okay? Check your calendar and create an event using Kiyomi Max. Add a new client and update a deal stage. And then ask for your pipeline. Ask who needs to follow up. This is a great piece of technology. And for our next video, because again, this is your daily use. For our next video, we're going to talk about invoices and tracking money. So, hey, it's exciting. Y'all come back for the next one. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, hey, we continue with our AI Business Bootcamp. For free, I want to add, here on YouTube. Okay, so we're on lesson 6, invoices and tracking money. This is the money episode for how you can make sure that you keep track of your finances and things like that. So here's the objective. By the end of this video, you will invoice clients, log income and expenses, and be able to pull financial summaries. All right, so now, we're not going to use my strict business until we start pulling some numbers and things like that. But of course, I'm going to, use, not my actual clients' names. But so again, the appealing thing about Kiyomi Max is that this is conversational. So you don't have to know, a bunch of extra, plugins and all this stuff. As long as you've been following these videos, let me get some. Oh, that's good. As long as you've been following these videos, then you're at the stage now to where, you have everything connected, and so you're ready to do this. So first, let's talk about invoices, because this is a big thing. We created the Tony business earlier, but we're gonna use my business. So again, you just come here and you simply talk to it. All right, so what I want you to do is build a sample invoice for, let's say we have Sarah. Sarah is interested in Kiyomi Max. She is actually wanting to get the yearly plan for $149 because she believes in it. And can you give us a sample invoice? Make sure you have the RMDW LLC logo on it so it looks nice. If you need help seeing what it looks like, I'll just go ahead and tell you where the path is. But you can find it on my computer. You should have it. It's in the Echols AI agency folder in my user name, the Richard Echols, all in one word. But yeah, sample invoice, make it look real nice. $149 for a annual subscription to Kiyomi Max. And I want to see you bring it up in the preview panel. And so I wish the spelling was right for it, but that's what happens when you do voice dictation, when you're too lazy to type. But yeah, so here is a thing that businesses, especially depending on what business you have, everybody has invoices. Now, Stripe will handle it manually, but this is if you don't have Stripe. You want things to look nice, you want things to look professional, and Kiyomi Max is going to work to make sure that those are professional. One thing that I want to mention too, I don't know if I mentioned it, you want it to, depending on what you want to do, I like bypass permissions. Now you do have little things here where you can do plan mode, ask permissions, accept auto edits, things like that. They just added the auto accept edit. See, that's an example of Claude shipping these updates, and Kiyomi automatically gets them. So it found the RMDW logo. All right, so it'll create the invoice and it'll preview the invoice. It should bring it up and preview it right here. And so this is how you send invoices. Remember, on our email lesson, we covered earlier how it can send emails. And so this is like, again, you're all in one business platform. Say you get a customer, okay, and you show them, you demonstrate your services or whatever, and they're interested. They want a quote. You can have Kiyomi build the quote. They want the invoice after you've done the service. Okay, well, you have Kiyomi build the invoice. In the Tony one right here, remember, it already built, all this stuff out in the Kiyomi Max folder for you. So, you can have your templates there. You can, have your invoices, have the same look, have the same feel. And then you look how Claude Desktop has this system up. All of these run using Kiyomi Max, and I can just switch conversation even while they're working. So that's where, it'll be a future lesson where I tell you how you can have, several team members handle different aspects of your business, or you can have, a version of Kiyomi Max that, does something besides business, like, I've shown earlier. But, having it all in one and having it easy and simple for you, this is where we will get to this. I mean, we're already here, because you have people like me, to where one man or one woman can have a full business and be able to run it all by themselves and be able to take care of it all by themselves. Because now we're on invoicing and payments. After this invoice is done, what I'm going to have it do is pull some Stripe data. Of course, I'm going to change the people's names, but be able to look at, what the customers are, what they're paying, things like that. And we're also going to cover payment reminders and, other things. The invoice portion is taking a little long, but the other things will not take as long. So yeah, while it's going, we're just going to let it work. And you see it's getting a wriggle on and things like that. And again, like I've mentioned, this is the value that you get when you have your regular Claude, but when you get Kiyomi Max, it changes your Claude. It changes your Claude desktop to where it is fully ready for business. And the value of that, I mean, hey, I don't know. And like, even you can see here, like, okay, it failed to start a server, but you see how it just keeps going. It keeps going until it gets it right. And that's the other value of it. Now, while it's working, I'll talk to you all about the bypassing permissions thing. Now, you do want to be careful with it. If you don't know what you're doing, then you want it to ask you. Because if you don't know what you're doing, I've had some disasters where, like, my website has been changed without me wanting it to be changed. Content has been deleted. Like, when I was making this course, I had a couple videos deleted because, and that's a Claude thing, because Claude was just doing what it wants. But once you get the swing of things, you put that bypass permissions on, and then you can get working. I see it's making a very nice invoice. Okay, so you see, very, very nice looking. Thank you for using Kiyomi Max. Got that. I don't know if this link will work because it's wow, the link works too. So amazing. Okay, so it's done with that. So now it's trying to keep working, but I mean, it's finished with that. We can move on to the next task. Let me interrupt it. Say, all right, good job. I was able to see it as you pulled it up. So now here's the next couple of things. Now these should be easier. I know that you can set payment reminders automatically. And let's just say this, if I want to log payments, okay? This is just an example. Say, all right, Bob paid me $149 for Kiyomi Max, and Jim paid me the $14.99. He's on the monthly Kiyomi Max subscription. Can you log those transactions? And remember to, this is a demo, so you log them here for the demo, but then once we get to the next video and everything, we'll go ahead and erase them. But can you show the people how you log those transactions? And then while it's doing that, see, I'm going to have it give some expenses, and then we're going to show a financial summary. And then the last thing we're going to do is pull that Stripe data. So again, you see it's creating, it's working. Okay. Inserting into that, if you saw the last video, we had it make a CRM for us. And look at that, both logged. Here's what just went into your books. Income, subscription, both transactions in your database. That's how simple it is. You tell me who paid, how much, categorize it. No spreadsheet, no QuickBooks, just a sentence. All right, so let's do this. Say I have an expense that I got to pay Vercel for $20, and give me a financial summary of this month with those expenses. And you can add some little extra mock data if you want to as well. And you don't have to work super hard on this. Like, it can be something that's pretty quick for the video, because I don't want to make this video too long. But again, I emphasize conversation, and then the visual is right in front of you. And you notice you can also do a little copy of that and save it somewhere. So look, this tool, like, look how quickly it did this. So it added some more work. Total income, $349. Expenses gives me the net profit right there, all through conversation. I don't know if you need any of this extra software, to be honest with you, because you get everything done with Kiyomi Max. All right, so we'll move on to our last activity. Okay, so for this last one, I want to look at my real Stripe data. I don't need you to look at it in particular. I just need you to pull it, except I need aliases. I don't need real names. What I want you to do, pull the, pull the last 5 customers I have, so I can just see what I got coming in. And, let me see how it needs to be categorized for tax time. so far. And you know what? Instead of the 5 customers, why don't you pull all the customers that I have, just give them aliases. You actually don't even have to put their name or their email. You can alias it real quick and just show me how much net I've made and how much has been taken out by Stripe. Let's do that. And just use the aliases. And gosh, should I actually have real numbers and have people see what I've actually made? I'm gonna let you make the decision on that, since you know that this is a tutorial video that I'm gonna be putting out for the world to see. And again, this one can be done quickly if possible, because I don't want this video to go too long. All right, so this is a big task, pulling my real Stripe data. I don't know if I want to show you all the real numbers, but maybe. Okay, show real numbers. It proves credibility, shows that this isn't a toy. All right, so it's going to show you what I've made so far. Names stay hidden, but the dollars make the demo hit. Let me pull everything. All right. So at the recording of this video, you're going to see how well I've actually done with the Kiyomi business. Gosh, well, hey, the proof is in the pudding. Some people may think, oh, he's out here just talking. He's not really making any money. Because let me tell you, while it's doing this, if you're on X, or if you're on YouTube, you will see a lot of these AI videos, and they have a cool looking demonstration, and they say, yeah, this product is so enterprise level. The facts are, none of these people are actually making money, and a lot of them are lying. They will put these services up, and they won't actually be real services. Okay, here we go. Here's your full Stripe breakdown. So got customers, client A. I like it hiding that. All right. This is the total paid. These are my recurring subscribers. All right. And then these are the ones who got the lifetime or the annual. And then I had some custom work that I did. And I had another customer, Kiyomi, various guest purchases, gross revenue. This is true. $4,060.95. Stripe has to get their cut. And then their net revenue. So, all right. So software subscriptions, 184. Software licenses, 931. Customer development, 700. Guest one time. That's real money from a one-person business, all tracked, one conversation, no accountant. Just show me the numbers. This is real, categorized and tax ready. Okay, so we can say, all right, just for estimation's sake, say if I stopped making money right here, what would I need to save up for taxes? Like when you look at this net revenue in my pocket, how much do I need to save up for taxes? Because we're going to see if we can replace our tax guy too. Okay, we're going to see about that. This is the longest video, but this is the one that people want to pay attention to, is how do I get paid? What do I need to do to get paid? All right, this is exactly the kind of thing your AI should be able to tell you on the spot. Estimated tax liability on my revenue so far. Total estimated tax. So with what's been made, bottom line, set aside roughly $1,300, about 1/3 of your net. What I keep after taxes. The rule of thumb for self-employed solopreneurs, always set aside 30 to 35% of every dollar. If you do that and the money hits, tax time is never a surprise. And that's something I can remind you of every time you log income. So, yeah, I already know. All right, hey, this is what I need to be setting aside. So, hey, man, the power of Kiyomi Max. This thing is incredible. This is what I'll tell you, okay, before I leave you for your practice. What you should do: invoice someone, log 2 expenses, and then pull a summary. All right, so hey, y'all, we're going to get out of here on this one. Our next video, let me pull it up, look at my notes, is going to be how Kiyomi remembers everything. So, yeah, so hey, got a lot of good work done. Hope y'all enjoyed it. And hey, Kiyomi Max is for real. Y'all have a good one. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, so now we've moved on to our next lesson. Welcome back to the AI Business Bootcamp for free, as I always like to say, and we are using Kiyomi Max. So this lesson is about writing proposals. So here's the objective. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to generate a full proposal using just a couple of sentences. So we'll go back to our Kiyomi Max, and let's start with this, okay? And because this is as simple as it is, because you need proposals when you are talking to clients, and we've moved on to phase 3, getting clients. So write a proposal for Sarah. She has a real estate website, and she's got a business that she wants us to do custom plans for. And so we'll see about charging her about $2,500 because that'll cover design, development for both the website and the mobile site. And this should take about 2 weeks. So she doesn't in particular need Kiyomi Max right now. But we will throw that in at a discounted rate, so everything coming together will be about $2,500. And it's just that simple. I mean, we go ahead and, you can talk to Kiyomi Max. And this is again, when we talk about running a business, I was speaking with I'll give you 2 experiences. There was a gentleman yesterday that I was talking to, and he's got a business where they cut down trees and grind up the stumps. And he said, Richard, the things that I have to manually do is write proposals, invoices, do quotes, and he's looking to have a website. Something like Kiyomi Max can handle all of that. Take a look at this proposal that was written. Here's a proposal for the project, prepared for Sarah, got my name, got a proposal number so you keep it in your records. She's looking to establish a professional online presence with a real estate business. Will design and develop a custom real estate website, full responsive across desktop, tablet, mobile, with modern, high-converting layout to build to attract buyers. It's got phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and we include Kiyomi Max in it. You have the timeline, the investment, payment terms. This is very important, especially if you're doing custom builds or, whatever you're doing for your business. I'm just talking from an AI standpoint here. And so now let's do some changes, okay? So we'll say this. So I know we have this in the CRM, but I want to make a change, man. Can we do, instead of doing the 50% upfront and the 50% after delivery, can we do 25% upfront and then 75% after delivery? Can you change that in the proposal before we turn it into a PDF? And sometimes the voice dictation doesn't pull up. So let's see if this option works. Okay, can we see if this option works? Great, it does. So, yeah, instead of the 50 up front and the 50 after, let's do 25% up front and then do 75% afterwards. And then let me look at it. I like that it's saved in our internal CRM, but I just want to check it out first before we turn it into a PDF that I can send off. So for those Mac users out there, you can just press F5 on your keypad and it does the same thing as the voice. So updated with the payment terms. Okay, but did it update it up here? I don't think it would have. Let's see here. Let's see. No, I didn't update it up here. Updated it right here. Okay. So everything else stays the same. So I'll come here. Okay, great. So the PDF, can you generate it? And then I'll take a look at it. And if a PDF is too much, you can generate it as a local HTML file so that I can take a look at it before we send it out. And I like to work with voice, as you know, when you watch my videos, because it helps me to work quicker. But as we see here, it will go ahead and it will generate the PDF for us. And then after that, now you'll know how to write proposals. So while it's making that, this is what I want you to do to practice, okay? Pick a client, generate a proposal, make one edit, and then send it. You've seen the email capabilities. You can send it to yourself as a draft first, whatever you want to do. And so we'll see what the PDF or the local HTML file looks like. And then after that, we can close our video and move on to our next lesson. So this was a pretty quick one. And our next lesson is going to be how to write cold outreach. Because again, we're talking about how you are able to work with clients, how you're able to pick up clients. Cold outreach is one of the ways to do that. So it's still brewing, it's working hard. But yeah, so that was the first person, the fellow who's in the tree business. The second person I talked to was actually today. Young man, 18 years old, wanted to know, okay, Richard, what do I do to start my own business? Like, what skills do I need to learn? I thought it was amazing. And I said, hey, you gotta learn how to use AI. In particular, if you're looking to get into business, learn something like Kiyomi Max. And look at this proposal right here. Look at this proposal. Got the phase 1, got phase 2. I mean, look at this, generated right as we were talking. I mean, this is amazing. The payment terms, everything, professional proposal that you have, and ready to send off. So I'll finish my little story. 18-year-old gentleman. I'm not even going to give you the whole story. I'll just tell you this. That was funny. He goes, so Richard, do you have tutorials? I say, hey, I'm literally shooting a tutorial right now. So that is the AI Business Bootcamp. That's the end of our lesson for today. Remember your objective, and we will come back for the next one. All right, you all. See you soon. All right, so welcome back to our AI Business Bootcamp. So this lesson, we're going to learn how to do cold outreach that actually gets replies. This is part of our phase 3, getting clients. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to generate professional outreach emails that do not look like or sound like spam. So now this is very important for when you're trying to build your business and get clients. So we're going to go ahead and go back to Kiyomi Max. And again, we just simply have to talk to her. And this is what we'll say. Write 3 outreach emails for real estate agents who need a website. I want them to be personalized and short. And I want them to be about them, not about us, not about, us personally. And let me take a look at that first. I want to see the drafts here, because then I'll be able to edit them and see if we can come up with something good. And so, again, this is how we get into after we are working with Kiyomi. And I'm going to rename this chat while it's working. Let's rename this to Kiyomi Max. And we'll call this Free AI Business Bootcamp, just because I want to be a lot. And let's review our emails, okay? A listing email, or listing angle. Your listings deserve better than Zillow. Hi, blank. I was looking at homes in the area and came across your listings. You clearly know your market, but I noticed your online presence doesn't match the value of your work or the quality. Most agents rely on Zillow or Realtor to showcase property. The problem, you're competing with every other agent on the same page. Your own website puts you front and center, your brand, your listings, your reputation. Would it be worth a 10-minute conversation to see what that could look like for you? Richard, RMDW LLC. I like this, okay? The referral angle. Quick question about your business. When someone gets your name from a referral, the first thing they do is Google you. What shows up? If it's just Zillow profile or a brokerage page with 50 other agents on it, that's a missed opportunity. A clean professional site with your listings, testimonials, and way to contact you directly turns that Google search into a new client. Just wanted to put you on the radar. Happy to show you a quick example. Okay, the compliment plus problem. Congrats on closing. That's a competitive area. You clearly know how to move properties. One thing I noticed though, when I searched your name, it took me a while to find you specifically. Your brokerage page came up, Zillow came up, but nothing that was just yours. The agents I've seen with the most businesses online are the ones, or the most business online are the ones who own their own corner of the internet. If that's something you've been thinking about, I'd love to chat for 5 minutes. So these are very good, 3 different angles: listings, referrals, and a compliment opener. All short, all about them. 0, we offer full stack development agencies energy. Want me to adjust the tone, or are we good to move on? So again, this is another example of, remember, Kiyomi Max helps you in your business or helps you to develop and create a business. This is if someone is making websites for people. So you see how it does the cold outreach. Let's do this, okay? Let's make some edits. Can you make the second one more casual? And then also, can you write 3 more for barbers and adapt to their industry? All right. So, and I say this, in many of the videos, Kiyomi is more than just something that helps you with your business and helps you to create. Use Kiyomi to run ideas by her. Run ideas about your business, how to make the business even better. So here, and I'm not going to read them all, but it revised the second one. Real talk, when someone hears your name and Googles you, what comes up? It's a Zillow page with 50 other agents on it. That's not doing you justice. Simple site with your listings, your reviews, a way to reach out to you. That's the difference between, oh, she seems legit, and let me keep scrolling. No pressure at all, but if you ever thought about it, I'm happy to show you what it could look like. It takes 5 minutes. I'm about to incorporate some of these cold emails for the Kiyomi business too, because some of these are fire. Okay, so now we talked about barbers, because it's not only for real estate agents. Remember, we're positioning ourselves from the position of someone who makes websites. How many clients are you losing to Instagram DMs? I see your work on Instagram. Your cuts are clean. But here's what I noticed with a lot of barbers. You're running your entire booking through DMs and text. That works until you're busy. Then messages get buried and clients go somewhere else. So again, I'm not going to read all of these, but you see how you can tailor it to the industry. I'm actually going to use this to tailor and get Kiyomi Max out to more people, and start using cold email research this way as well. So now what you can do is, how we talked about the internal CRM that Kiyomi has. Okay, so I'm only using this for demo, but say that we know 3 real estate agents, Sarah, Tom, and Jane. We know 2 barbers, Sly and Taiwan. Can you add these to our internal CRM as leads? And of course, as you know, Kiyomi, this is a demo, so once we're done with the video, you can take them out of our internal CRM. That's the pain of doing a demo video with your program that you're actually working with. But no, this is good, because you remember from a couple of videos ago how we talked about how Kiyomi Max can replace your entire CRM system that you're working with. So HubSpot, things like this. Remember, it creates a CRM. All you got to do is just have those right connections that we talked about in our earlier lessons. And it can take in data, it can eliminate data, it can make sure that it follows up with leads because you have the email information. This is a full-on business system. And while it's generating this, just so that you can see it, live for you, while it's generating this, here's your practice that I want you to do with your own Kiyomi Max. Well, before I get to the practice. So there, you have this right here, all 5 added to the CRM. Each one has the email angle and has it all in one conversation. Here's the practice for you. Generate 3 outreach emails, read them, edit one, and then send one if you're ready. So that's going to be the end of our lesson for today. The next thing we'll do is we will talk about pipeline management and how you can work with this. Remember, this is talking about our 3rd phase, getting clients. So that's your practice. And hey, I hope you guys had a good one. talk to you later. Okay, so now for our last video for phase 3, welcome back. Let me start here. Welcome back to our AI Business Bootcamp tutorial videos, free, using Kiyomi Max. So for our next video, what we're doing right here is we're talking about managing the pipeline. Remember, Kiyomi Max can completely replace the CRM system that you're using. And so how do we manage it? So this is what our objective is for this video. By the end of this video, you will be able to manage your entire pipeline, follow-ups, call prep, and closing through Kiyomi. So let's start here, okay? And we're still using our mock data in here. Okay, so Kiyomi, with our data that we have, and of course we can use some of this mock data that we just pulled up, for Sarah, Tom, Jane, Sly, and Taiwan. This is what I need you to answer for me. Who do I need to follow up with? And can you give me a list with some context? And can you draft follow-ups for all of them? And can you make it, can I see it all? And can you have it personalized to them? And we'll end there and we'll see what you do with that. So, see, the thing is with typical CRM systems, now I know that they all have, their AI component to them now, but that AI component, you've got to ask yourself, well, what's the quality of it? Does it really know my data, or is it just something that the company just threw AI on because AI is all the hype now? With Kiyomi, it's different because as you see, the way Kiyomi works, you are having a consistent conversation with Kiyomi. And of course, that conversation can persist from session to session, but it's something that you build. Look how quickly she came up with this. So here's everyone who needs a follow-up with context and a personalized draft for each. What you got to realize before I get into this is that Kiyomi is the smartest AI in the world. Why is that? Because she works off of Claude. And depending on which, part of Claude you use, like right now I'm using Opus 4.6, you can use any one of these, but I want the Opus 4.6 with the 1 million context so that I get the best knowledge. And that's why it can completely replace my CRM. Let's take a look at these cold outreach, but the follow-up, okay? Sarah, real estate agent. Last contact was the cold outreach. Status, new, no reply yet. So this is in case you get no reply. Hey, Sarah, just circling back on my note a few days ago. I know real estate moves fast, so I'll keep this quick. Put together a sample of what a clean personal real estate site could look like for an agent in your area. No obligation, just a thought you'd want to see it. Want me to send it over. Richard. And if you look, we have Sarah. We've got Tom. Jane. We've got Sly. Taiwan. And then priority lead 2, okay? This is someone who may have contacted us. Referral has budget. James Chin, plumber. Last contact, I added a CRM March 27th. This is one that I added from an old tutorial video. But yet, look, it keeps it in the CRM and knows this is a warm lead, someone to follow up, okay? Hey, James, quick follow-up on the website. Hoping the plumbing business is keeping you busy. That's a good problem to have. I wanted to check in on the website we talked about. Got a few ideas for the plumbing business. And so here you see these are 6 personalized follow-ups, 5 cold outreach, 1 warm lead. Each one references what they originally sent, adds new value or a hook, and keeps it short and about them. So this is a huge thing that business owners need. It doesn't matter what type of business you have. You always want to do, client outreach, keep that pipeline working right. And typically in the past, see, you needed a CRM. Typically in the past, you needed to know how to use a CRM. Well, Kiyomi Max, who's already that operating system for businesses, knows what you need. See, and I mentioned this, some people, oh, well, no, I can just use Claude for this. You can, but just know that you've got to customize Claude and you've got to figure out how Claude can have a CRM for you. Because again, this is working this has a CRM through Supabase. Okay, now I'm not going to go into what Supabase is and all that stuff. That's other tutorials, but that comes with Kiyomi Max. So again, business owner, just looking at the prices real quick, because I got to show you, $14.99 a month, or for annual $149 a year to replace your CRM software. It's no brainer. All right, let's keep going, okay? Because this isn't the end of our pipeline management. So after we've done that, we'll say this, okay? Who haven't I contacted in 2 weeks? Because I want you to catch some stale relationships. And then, okay, let's say that I'm going to talk to, James Chin. Can you give me some prep that I can use for if I have a phone call with him? I want to call him in about 10 minutes. Can you let me know like what I can say? You can think about our past conversations, where we are in the stage of the deal, any promises or talking points. What did I tell him that I could do? And can you just check the commitments that I made? And let's see if we can get him to close. So, again, typical CRMs, can you have a conversation with it where it actually works? Can you have this sort of pipeline management where you are looking? So it's going to search my Gmails. I don't think it's going to find anything. Let me say, James Chin is mock data, so you won't find him in my Gmail. Because see, it's like, okay, wait, have you talked to him for real? Because again, I'm using my personal Kiyomi Max to shoot this tutorial, but that shows you like how detailed it is. Like it's searching my Gmail. Okay, so let's see. All right, 2 things. First, your stale relationships, then your call prep for James. These are folks who you haven't talked to, and this is given my actual It's using my actual data, but thankfully it's not using the real name. So this is saying I need to update people from the Kiyomi Max business. Okay, so that's nice. They've gone cold. All right, but let's get to the call prep for James Shit. But again, like you see, like this thing is real. Like it's like, oh, he wants to know the warm leads. Let me query his real business. Nah, man, we're in a demo right now, but. All right, for James Chin, who he is, plumber, came through referral, business website. What he wants, website for his plumbing business. He came in asking for website only. His budget, $1,500, puts him in the simple app tier. Deal stage, new, no proposal sent yet, no call yet. This is your first real conversations. Your commitments, none so far. He's fresh, haven't promised anything yet, which is good, clean slate. And look how it gives me the plan for a phone call with him. It tells me what I could say. Open warm. Hey, James, appreciate you taking the time. I heard great things about your plumbing business. Discovery first. Don't pitch yet. Ask him. What's the driving need for the website right now? Are you getting leads from Google? Do you have a logo and branding? What do you want people to do when they land on your website? Mirror his budget back. So you're thinking about $1,500 for the build. Plant the Kiyomi Max seed. Don't hard sell it. So this is going beyond like your regular CRM, even does the upsell angle. He's got $1,500 for just a website. That tells you he values his business enough to invest. Once he sees what Kiyomi Max does, the $149 is pocket change to him. Don't push, let the value speak. You got 10 minutes, you're going in clean, no promises to keep, no baggage, just a warm referral with money to spend. Go close it. So then let's do this scenario. Okay, so Kiyomi, remember this is a demo, but let's just say that James accepts, okay? Let's just say that James accepted. Can you create an invoice and a payment link? And, we'll just go off what we talked about and let me see what the invoice would look like. And then we're going to just run through another little scenario after that. And it can be a quick one. You don't got to spend a whole bunch of time on it. Just something quick. Because I want you to see like the whole pipeline. So this is going to be a video that's a little bit longer. but it's showing. Okay, I don't know if I wanted to create a real stripe. See, this thing is like really detailed. Like it's like, okay, let me create a real Stripe link for them to use, which is good. I mean, that's showing you the capabilities. Like, after you connect this stuff, you're ready for business. And because I'm demoing it live, you know, it's showing you. So it's got the real Stripe link here. It's got the amount. It's got this. That's a live Stripe link. He clicks it, pays $1,500 for the business. From cold outreach to CRM to phone call to a closed deal with a payment link. And let's just check, you know, did it create a real Stripe link? Look, this is a real Stripe link. Okay, so, hey man, this thing is powerful, very powerful. So that shows you got the link to send them. You can see where it's created invoices in my older videos. And so this is what I want you to do for practice, okay? Because I just showed you the full pipeline here from outreach to call. We made a proposal, we got the close, we got the payment, and you know, you can do follow-up. For practice, this is what I want you to do. Check your follow-ups and draft an email that you can send to your client and brief yourself on the client before you send that email, and then walk through a deal to the proposal to the payment. And that's it, man. Like that is how you manage clients. We're going to move on to our next phase for our next video. And we're going to talk about how you can market using Kiyomi Max. All right, y'all. See you in the next one. Okay, so now we've reached our next video, and here we're going to talk about marketing and how you can automate everything. So, of course, you know, we always start with the, hey, welcome to the free AI Business Bootcamp. And one thing I want to make a note about my lighting. My light went out, so if I look a little, you know, more red and more blue, that's why it is. But, you know, y'all let me know if you like this lighting any more. Okay, so let's talk about marketing, okay? So you will come here to your Kiyomi Max, and for marketing, by the end of this video, because this is marketing automation, by the end of this video, you will have a marketing plan, know how to create content through Kiyomi, and have automated tasks running in the background. So this is a very important one. If you've been following along, you know, we're getting near the close of the boot camp. So let me show you how you can do your marketing first, okay? So your business is set up, you have clients, you can invoice and follow up. Now you need people to find you, okay? So more than just the website. So we're going to come to Kiyomi and we're going to give it this prompt. Create a marketing plan for my business. And let me see, you know, my business profile. And we're going to use this demo one that we've set up, which is the one where the person is making websites for real estate, for barbers, you know, but this person's business that they decided to set up was a website creation business. So I need you to do this because I need the plan to be specific and not generic. I want you to create a 30-day content calendar and then show 30 posts generated with actual text. Now, they don't have to be, you know, tremendous or anything, but, you know, they have to be meaningful, and just show me what those would look like because, you know, I may have X, I may have Blue Sky, I may be wanting to put up community posts on YouTube. I just want to see what those posts would look like in the 30-day content calendar. And so, you know, you think that, okay, now why do business owners need this, especially if you're new? Marketing is so key. It's the number one thing I'm doing with Kiyomi Max right now. Once I was able to get a product that worked, you know, and those of you who've been watching the channel, you know that Kiyomi has gone through several stages, but now we're entering, at the time of recording this video, I think week 3 of Kiyomi Max being the product, and Kiyomi Max is the final product. But once I got a good product, then I was told by my AI and by other people, well, now you need to do marketing. Now you need to work on distribution. Now you need to work on getting this into the hands of people. And that's where marketing is so important. And then the automation piece we'll talk about later on in this video. You absolutely need this. You can create a dynamite product, but if you don't have distribution, if you don't have marketing for that product, then nobody is ever going to see it or pay attention to it. Look at this. Here's your full marketing plan. 30-day content for RMDW LLC, website creation for small businesses. Who you are, one-person web development shop building custom websites for small business owners. Your ideal clients, real estate agents, barbers, plumbers, cleaners, trainers, anyone who relies on word of mouth but doesn't have a real online presence. Your price point, 1,000 to 5,000 builds plus monthly subscriptions, accessible enough that a barber or plumber can say yes without a committee meeting. Your edge, you're not a faceless agency. You're one person who builds fast, communicates directly, and includes AI tools that big agencies don't even know about. The 3-channel, they say do X, LinkedIn, YouTube, and then they give, Kiyomi. Kiyomi gives how to do it. So daily short punchy posts for X, longer form, more professional for LinkedIn, and for YouTube community, 2 to 3 times a week, mix of both, behind the scenes tips, engagement post. The content pillar, show your work, call out the problem, educate, social proof, personal brand. This is detailed. I'm telling you, this is what I use, and I'm going to continue to use things that are even getting brought out to me in making these tutorials. So 30-day content calendar. Day 1. This is how you establish authority. Every barber I talk to says the same thing. I get clients from Instagram. Cool. But what happens when Instagram goes down for 6 hours like it did last month? Your website never goes down. Own your platform. So this is, week 1 of establishing authority, gives you 7 posts. Week 2, educate and engage. I don't need a website. I have social media. Cool. You also don't need your social media. One algorithm change and your reach drops 80%. Your website, that's yours forever. Real estate agents. When a referral Googles your name, what shows up? If it's a brokerage page with 30 other agents on it, it's not good for a first impression. Your own site changes that instantly. We talked about that a little bit in some of our latest videos. Week 3 is your social proof and storytelling. People ask me why I only work with small businesses, because when I build a plumber a website, he gets 5 new calls that week. I feel that. That's real impact. That's why I do this. Okay, so this is, where you're going into your LinkedIn and you're spreading your word and everything. Real good, okay? Week 4, close and convert. New week, new builds. Got 2 spots open this month for small business websites. If you've been on the fence, now's the time. DM or visit rmdwllc.com. Man, I'm about to start me a website business because this is a fire idea. But if you're watching the tutorial, the AI Business Bootcamp, that's what this is all about. Dude, start a website business for small businesses in your area. This is gold right here. Here's what 2,500 gets you from RMDW: custom design, mobile responsive SEO built in. This is great. And look, 30 posts, each one ready to copy and paste to X, Blue Sky, or YouTube. They're all under 280 characters where needed. Every single one ties back to what RMDW LLC actually does. For LinkedIn, just take any of these and expand them. And then she goes further. Want me to adapt a specific one to LinkedIn or X now? So that's your marketing. And remember, in our earlier video where we showed connections, or the connectors that are embedded right here in Claude Desktop. This is the benefit of using Claude Desktop and building Kiyomi off of it. Then you can automate these posts. Like my X is automated. When I finish a YouTube video, it knows how to upload it because it has my YouTube credentials, because it's connected through Google. Go back and watch that connectors video. So this can be automated, but let's go ahead and let's talk about automations, okay? How can we make this run without you, okay? And remember, once you have things connected, you can have this stuff run without you. What you'll want to do is you'll go to this clock right here, scheduled, and I just have it blanked out right now. I'm going to blank out my actual scheduled task, and we're going to build a new one. This is a feature that Claude Desktop has. This is, again, why I built Kiyomi to run off of Claude Desktop, because of things like this. You know, you want to get technical. People had like things like cron jobs and things like that in you know, the old versions of like OpenClaw and all this stuff. We've been down that road. But with Claude Desktop, it makes it super easy. You'll go to new task, and we'll do a new local task, okay? This is one that runs while your computer is awake. So we'll say sample scheduled, my writing, scheduled task, and then the description. We'll say, make a post on X. Make a post on X once a day. All right. And so then we'll give it the task. Access my X account using Kiyomi Max with the Ariana personality, and make one post about my product, Kiyomi Max, and include the website link for people to go buy. And then we'll go to bypass all permissions, and I'll give it the website link right here, KiyomiBot.ai. And we will have this scheduled so you can control like how often you want it to do it. We'll say that this can be once a day, and we'll say once a day at 9:00 a.m. And let's see here. We'll select a folder. We'll select my regular folder where I put my work at, and we'll go create task. Now, when you have the sample task, you want to click on it because it'll give you this. It'll say it'll do it every day at 9 a.m. And what it wants you to do is, it says no stored approvals yet. When you choose allow for all scheduled runs on a permission prompt during a run, use run now to do a test and pre-approve permissions for future runs. So what we'll do, it says it's going to next run tomorrow at 9:07, but let's run it now to see if it works. Let's run it now to see if it works. And you want to do this when you make your scheduled tasks to see if they work. And like an example of a lot of scheduled tasks that people do, things that help them is, things that we've shown in earlier videos, like pulling Stripe revenue, checking my revenue, checking your email at a certain time a day. You can have it do that. You can have this to where it gives you a morning brief, and see, now this is for Mac users, okay? Because we talked about connectors, but if you're using a Mac and you're running Kiyomi Max on a Mac computer, you can have it do computer use and do the scheduled task for you. So when you say, okay, well, Richard, I didn't see a connector for Twitter with Claude. You're right, I hadn't seen one either, but it can do computer use. I'm not going to show it in this video. I've got other videos showing that. And because it's Mac only right now, it would hurt the people who are watching Windows who are doing this. But when you want to do a scheduled task and there's no connector, have it do computer use to complete that scheduled task. And I'll do a second scheduled one to show you really quickly for it to do that. Cause see, let's see here. Actually, let me do this because, well, I mean we're doing it live. So yeah, so this is what we're gonna do because it's gonna make computer use to do it. It figures it out. Okay, so it's saying, all right, I'll do computer use to go ahead and make the post. So when you want things to like be posted on the internet, like social media, it'll use Claude and Chrome. Now, the good thing for Windows users is Claude and Chrome is there. So let me show you this because it's working. It goes to X and it's on my Scribble Stokes profile, but that's okay because it doesn't, I can have it go to the Richard Echols one later on, but you see it right here playing out in real time. So now you see the cursor is in here, and look at this. Look at this right here. Look at this right here. So it sees, how it's got 5 more characters. So it'll come in here and it will do some editing. Okay. And see, this is what is so cool about Kiyomi. You set up these scheduled tasks and your computer is on, it will make sure to go ahead and get this done on schedule as you schedule it. So I wasn't even planning on showing computer use in this video, but this is why I would always tell people too, because I developed Kiyomi Max using my Mac computer. I would always tell people, hey, if you can get a Mac Mini, that's the way to go. Mac Mini, MacBook computer, they got MacBooks on sale for like $600 now, and Kiyomi Max can run. Now, my Windows users, what we just saw, how it just posted this right in front of us, it can be done using a Windows computer because it's using Claude and Chrome. So Claude and Chrome is both on Mac and Windows, but computer use, like where it opens like a certain app and does things, that's Windows only for right now. So this is showing that it was posted successfully, and I didn't tell it which accounts. I just said open my X. But the scheduled task is complete, one promotional about Kiyomi Max as published on X. And it's right there. So think about what we just set up, okay? Your marketing, your automation, because again, this right here is a scheduled task. So it's right here, sample scheduled task. This will run tomorrow again at 9:07. So all the automation is done right there. So you have your 30-day plan, and then you set it up and say, okay, I need you to do this every day at this time. And you can set up separate scheduled tasks. Now, I'm not going to show this in full, but this is just an option because this is the exact same thing. Say that you don't, you're not guaranteed to have your computer on. You can do new remote task, and it'll schedule it remotely so that your computer doesn't have to be on, and it does use a connector at that point. So that's where, when you look at the connectors, like we covered in, I think it was the 3rd video talking about connectors, maybe not the 3rd one in this playlist, but that's where the connectors come into play. And that's where, okay, now you can schedule it and your computer's not even on. I like local task. I'm always, having my computer on, but it works. So this is what I want you to do for practice, okay? And I know this was a longer video, but this one, this is arguably one of the most important ones. This is what I want you to do for practice, okay? And I'm going to read it to you. Let me just get my bearings straight right here. Okay. Ask Kiyomi to create a marketing plan for your business, create a 30-day content calendar, set up your morning brief as a scheduled task, okay? Your morning brief, your social media post, just set up a scheduled task and then do run now to test it. Set up your weekly revenue report, that's important, and then you should have at least 2 scheduled tasks running by the end of this video. So go ahead and do that. This is a long one, but this is the one that, like, you got a great business, now you got a great product, and you got to get it out to people, but you want that automated. I'm telling you, you need it. It is literally what I'm doing with Kiyomi Max right now. At the time of shooting this video, I only have 452 subscribers, and outreach, distribution, marketing, and automating that marketing is how I'm going to continue to grow. It's how you can grow too. Hope you all enjoyed it. And the next video that you're going to see is, because we're getting towards the end of this course, is we're going to talk about how you can set up your AI team. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Okay, so we are nearing the end of this AI Business Bootcamp. This is great. Always also for free. So now this is what I want to show you. This is probably one of the coolest videos. It's going to be a quick one, but this is how you build your AI team. Now, of course, we always start with Kiyomi Max, $14.99, $149 for the year, $14.99 a month. Maybe something in the description for people to even get lesser. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, let's get to the point. Here's the objective. By the end of this video, you should know how to create your own AI team for your business. So if we look, you notice I have Ariana, who handles my business. I have Nicole, who handles all my personal information. And I have Brock, who handles my passive income strategies. And now this is the one we've been working on, the free, AI Business Bootcamp for Kiyomi Max. But I haven't shown you all how to create a new employee. Let me show you how simple this is, okay? So what you'll do, you'll go to your Claude Code desktop and you'll do new session. And you'll say in here, start Kiyomi Max. And so you'll start a new Kiyomi Max session. Now, again, as you remember, okay, Claude Code is great. Claude Code Desktop is great, but Kiyomi Max is what turns it into a business operating system. And this is super important when you start talking about hiring new employees for your business, okay? And I'm talking about AI employees. These people are for free. Not slaves, though. All right, so how about we come in and we rename this, okay? So we'll call this one Aaron, and we'll say we'll give it the job for taxes, because we all need to know how to pay our taxes. So we'll come here, and we've got Kiyomi. It's running as Ariana right now, but that's just the overall operating system. But we're going to go ahead and give a new employee life. We're going to hire a new employee. Okay, so this is what I want to do with this Kiyomi Max session. I want to basically hire a new employee. I want to hire a employee named Aaron, who will handle the taxes for RMDW LLC. So I want you to go ahead and change your persona right here to Aaron. Now, disclaimer, this is for a demo video, so Aaron is probably not actually going to be hired, but this is just for the demo video for my tutorial course. But for this purpose, have Aaron. She's going to handle taxes. Bring Aaron to life. And the first job I want for Aaron is to look at the revenue that I've made for RMDW LLC and tell me how much I need to hold so that I won't get killed on my taxes next year, so I can have something set aside already. Now, if you've been watching this tutorial, as I hope you have, you'll know that we've already seen this happen before, because we had my taxes and stuff pulled. But what we want to do is say, okay, well, we have an employee strictly for taxes, and we'll name it Aaron. Okay, so then we'll have Ariana, Nicole, Brock, and Aaron. And look, all these people don't have to be for your business. You can have ones who handle your personal life. Like Nicole handles everything that has to do with my personal life. Brock is how I make money on the side, with passive income, not really strictly, my business. And so these are things that you have the ability to do, but you do want to keep them all under the Kiyomi Max umbrella. Now, why do I say that? Why do I say that you want to have something that's not business still be under the Kiyomi Max umbrella? Because you want it to still be in that same system, because Kiyomi has 2 memory systems. Remember, Claude only has MD files, which are basically text files that get read. Under Kiyomi Max, you have SQL or SQL databases that also look at your memory. And when you see it, like when it's charging up and it's saying SQLite, those SQL databases are what large organizations use to store all their data. And those can be queried and searched through, and they hold enough data to be looked at for years. So now look at how good Aaron is. Okay, look at Aaron, Tax Finance, RMDW LLC. I might keep Aaron on actually, because I do seriously need a tax employee. Aaron here, first day on the job. I already pulled your Stripe data. Let's make sure Uncle Sam doesn't catch you off guard. RMDW LLC Stripe. I counted 45 successful payments. This is the actual money. Okay, total gross. Yeah, I'm being transparent. $4,060. Please don't come rob me. Don't do that. I don't make enough money. All right, Richard, here's what most people don't realize. As an LLC owner, you get hit twice. Self-employment tax, which is 15.3%. Oof. It's the killer. Your employer pays half your Social Security and Medicare. As an LLC, you have to pay both halves. Woo! And the federal tax income. And a Georgia state tax. Georgia keeps it simple, flat rate. What I should set aside right now is, okay, so here's the recommendation. So my net revenue, $3,925, tax set aside. So I should set aside about $1,036. The rule going forward, set aside 30% of every dollar that hits your Stripe. That's the number. And so it wants me to move 1,218 to a separate savings, and don't touch it. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that after this video. Richard, this is urgent. Q1 ends Tuesday. I already talked to my tax guy. I'm straight. What I need from you to sharpen these numbers: do you have any other income, business expenses, home office, filing status? So you can see right here, like, this is the benefit. Like I actually need a tax person, and instead of going out and hiring some tax professional to look at my business, I have Aaron now. And this is just simply opening up a new session, starting Kiyomi Max, and boom. So, hey, I'll just say this, like, if you're a person who's using Kiyomi Max to run your business and you don't have a tax person, Kiyomi Max can handle it for you. And you probably should have her handle it for you, okay? Because the IRS will come get you. All right, so that is how you build your AI team. Super important. The next video, as part of this overall series, is going to be the last video in this series. Congratulations, you've made it to the finale. And it's one where I'm going to talk about mistakes that I've made, what I've learned, and more information on how to do this. So you guys, thank you for being here, and we'll see you for the next one, the last one. Y'all take it easy. Bye-bye. Okay, congratulations. You've reached the finale of the AI Business Bootcamp. And so this video, I feel like, this one might be the most important of the series, or one of the most important. And this is where I just share everything that you need to know going forward when it comes to Kiyomi Max. And in this, here's the objective. I'm going to wrap up the boot camp with real business advice, common mistakes, and I'm going to send you off ready to build. So let me talk about a few things before I close this out that I want you to know about. Now, we showed it briefly, and I've got some other videos about it outside of the series, but for my Mac-only users, I want you to understand that if you're using Mac, you are the ones who are getting the best versions of not just Kiyomi Max, because Kiyomi Max works on Mac and Windows, so my Windows people don't run away, but Claude. Okay, remember, Claude is basically Microsoft Word. Kiyomi Max is the document that you use on Microsoft Word. So all the updates that Claude ships, that Anthropic ships, instantly come to Mac just like that. One of the ones, is computer use, where you can go in and have it work with apps. Like, right here I have Telegram, I have Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all my other apps that I have. Computer use opens it up automatically and will work with it. Like, I have I have a version of Ariana that I keep right here on Telegram, and I've shown in other videos, like other questions, where Ariana has talked to the Ariana that I have here on Claude desktop. And I've had my AI employees work with each other that way. Well, that's something that you can only get on Mac for right now at the recording of this video. So, the users on Mac, now I want to emphasize again, that's not a Kiyomi Max thing. That is a Claude thing, okay? You're getting the best instantly. Now, for Windows, of course, those things will come to Windows. Claude is not going to use or leave their Windows users out. But, like we showed it using Claude in Chrome, that's something that Mac and Windows users have. That is something that is very useful, when it comes to your marketing, when it comes to your posts, things like that. But computer use is for Mac only right now. Data analysis. I didn't really get into this in the tutorial, but say you want someone to analyze your data, and another employee, like we made, Aaron for taxes, you can have a data analyst on your team, and you can just drop large Excel files in there, and it can create dashboards. It can do a ton of stuff. These are some of the things that I show, in other videos on my channel, but they weren't really needed for, the AI Business Bootcamp. But those are other great features of Kiyomi Max. I want you to understand too, and you saw me working with it, the voice. Sometimes I would click on the microphone. Sometimes, and here's the microphone right here. Or sometimes I would press F5 on my Mac. Now, I don't know what the functionality is on Windows, and have it use my voice like that. I love working like that because things just go a lot quicker rather than me typing everything. And, you can have Kiyomi be anything that you want it to be. I showed business, but I have, like I showed you with my employees, I got personal stuff in there. I got, passive income strategies. You get Kiyomi Max and it is customized to whatever you want. And really, that's where I say that SQL memory, the SQL memory, where you can have it go in and query and look at your data and it doesn't forget. Awesome feature. Okay, and an awesome thing for it to go ahead and memorize your data. Now, let me get to the real thing that people want to talk about with this video. And while it's doing that, I just want to emphasize again, you can get this for $14.99 a month or $149 for the year. I may keep something in the description for something special, maybe. But again, I don't know how you got to video, 13 or 15, whatever this is in the series, and you don't have Kiyomi Max yet. I don't know what you're doing. But anyway, let me talk about the mistakes that I made. All right. And this is, man, for you all who have been with me from the beginning, you all know that Kiyomi Max was not where we started. So let me go on to the mistakes that I made, in particular with starting my AI business and ways to help you to be not going through as much pain as I went through. First thing I did, the very first mistake, and I think this is one that you should really listen to, is I made myself too accessible. At first, when I started the Kiyomi business, I made my email available, my business email. I made a Telegram group where customers could chat with me. I just made myself very accessible. And while that is a good thing, you think, man, this is great. It's good, but see, the problem with that is you can't control what happens in your personal life. And you may have people who become your customers who get used to that social connection. And I don't want to say that it goes parasocial, but it can. So as soon as I started this business, my personal job got a whole lot busier to where I wasn't as available. I couldn't answer emails. I couldn't do the support I needed to. I couldn't do that. And that's what led to, at the beginning, instead of having, my 4 or 5 employees that I have now, my AI employees, I had like 20. Because I had to have somebody handling everything because I wasn't available. Well, that caused me to have some angry customers because they felt like, wait, no, Richard, you said you were accessible and we want you to answer this email right now for me. That's just not possible as a business owner, especially when you start to scale. I didn't expect for this to do so well so quickly, but once it did so well so quickly, I didn't have, one or two customers. I had, dozens of customers. And dozens of customers emailing your personal email, that's a struggle. That's a struggle, okay? And just don't do that, okay? Keep it business. You're the CEO. Do how when you get an email from these businesses and they have a no reply, do the no reply. Do the routing them to support. If you have a technical business that involves coding and AI and all this stuff, build an AI that will be a support specialist. Do things like that, because what you're going to find is that you're going to become busier and busier, and you're not going to be able to be as personable. And man, human beings are flawed. Human beings are flawed, and they don't care that you have a family and that you have, your day job, and that, man, they want you right now. Just don't make that mistake. Okay. To my customers who were with me from the beginning, who did have that access and now you no longer have it, please don't be mad at me. I'm just a person. I'm just a dude. And I'm not able to be as available as I was when this all first started. Here's the other thing, and this is another big thing: overbuilding. I would have, a Kiyomi that was ready, a version of Kiyomi that was ready to put out. And I'd say, oh, but I want to do this and I want to do this, and let's change the code here. And I would wait. I would hold back from releasing it. And that's not what you want to do. Do not be scared to release a product. Do not be scared to get started. The one thing that the people who've stuck around this whole time will enjoy is that they've seen the journey. They saw when Kiyomi was literally just a bot on Telegram. I mean, just a Telegram bot, from it becoming something that was a full-on CLI, Kiyomi V7, which people loved, to now Kiyomi Max. People love the journey. You can chronicle your journey depending on what type of business you're running. And while that's good, there's two things, do not wait to release, and then do not release too early. I wish that I had started out with Kiyomi Max out of the gate, because Kiyomi Max actually works. The Kiyomi CLI, Kiyomi V7 that I had, that was a full-on CLI on its own. You didn't need Claude. You didn't need nothing. People loved it, but it wasn't working for me because it broke. There was so much support I had to do. So that's another thing I want to throw in here. Make sure, and this was a key meeting that I had, because I thought Kiyomi V7 was the main product. I had a meeting with a gentleman, and he said, I showed him Kiyomi V7, and he said, this is good, but I don't think this is your final product. Because one, I had not niched down to an audience at that point. I was, hey, this is a personal assistant or whatever. I said it was for everybody. I didn't have a business focus. I didn't say this is the tool for one man, one woman businesses. That was number one. I had not niched down, and you need to do that to have a winning product. And then number two, it was a good product, but it wasn't a great product, because it would constantly break. It would constantly have issues that led to me having a bunch of support tickets. I'd be overwhelmed by the emails, overwhelmed by, all the people needing help. They would buy it. They thought it was good. I mean, it made me good money, but it was a flawed product. And then when I found Kiyomi Max, when I made those additions and said, hey, I'm not going to run against Claude. I'm going to work with Claude, and have it run off of Claude, so that if there's support needed, they're talking to Claude, they're talking to Anthropic, and not talking to Richard. Then and this goes back to how you cultivate your customer base. Then I said, hey, everybody, go ahead and upgrade to Kiyomi Max. But at that point, I had some people who didn't want to upgrade to Kiyomi Max. They wanted to keep Kiyomi V7. And buddy, oh buddy, that caused some problems, because then at that point I wasn't offering support for Kiyomi V7. So I get angry emails. I still get some of them, but I'm gonna tell you, I put the stuff in place to where I don't even see them. So if you're sending me emails about Kiyomi V7, hey man, you got to move with the chariot. We ain't there no more. But I get these angry emails. Oh, what happened to support? My Kiyomi V7, is not working anymore. And I'd say, well, I sent everybody an email to upgrade to Kiyomi Max. Even those who are already paying for Kiyomi 7 or have paid for it, I gave Kiyomi Max to them for free. But yet, still got a lot of anger, got a lot of pushback. People emailing me about things that I don't even do anymore. Like I had Kiyomi V7 working from tokens. I had a token system. I don't even do that anymore. Like that's gone. But, it was how I cultivated my customers. It was because I released a flawed product. So just have balance. Don't wait too long to release, but at the same time, don't release too fast. Find, if there's any advice I could give you, make sure your product is good. Make sure it works. Make sure it's simple enough to work. And I'll tell you, just getting into the coding space, look, man, if you're not like a straight up developer, software engineer, and if you're just somebody like me who learned how to vibe code really good, but has technical skills that could just put me above your average vibe coder, be careful how much coding you have in a product if you're getting into that for your business. Because, hey, let me tell you something. Vibe coding ain't no human yet. Claude, as good as it is not a human yet. So you change one line of code and stuff can break down. So that's why if you're going that route, find out how to build your product to where it just works. Now, if you're someone in the trades, you got gold already with Kiyomi Max. You get Kiyomi Max today and it handles everything, because what you're looking to do is not intricate technical coding. That's why real estate people in the trades, people who just make websites for folks, there's so many awesome business ideas where you get Kiyomi Max and you are hitting the ground running. Running. So think about that. Also think about, if you haven't formed a business yet, think real deeply. The AI space is cooking, it's hot, but hey man, this stuff ain't no joke. So think real deeply about that winning idea and use Kiyomi Max to help you. Okay, here's what I'm good at. Let me see what the pain points are in the business. Do that research. Okay, another mistake. I was chasing every single idea. I would see something on X and, I got to do this. I got to do that. Hey man, let me tell you something that I did recently. I turned my For You page on X to sports, to the news, to other stuff I'm interested in. I got the AI stuff out of there because AI is moving so quickly that you can't keep up with it. And if you're trying to build an AI product that has absolutely everything, you're going to be building forever and you're going to be competing with billion-dollar companies that you can't measure up to. That is another reason why Kiyomi Max works straight off of Claude, because everything Anthropic does, Kiyomi gets. I'm not having to sift through the ideas and figure it out. Anthropic will figure it out for me. And if Anthropic says, hey, we're shutting down, trust me, I already got a couple of backup plans. I'm not going to reveal them here because I'm hoping I'll never need them, but I got backup plans. And doing everything manually, please don't do this. Please. And I'm even talking about before you have a business. Throw $14 for Kiyomi Max after you get a $20 subscription for Claude. I'm telling you, because even if you don't have a business yet, Kiyomi is a business operating system that will help you to find a great idea. You trying to think through manually, you trying to say, no, I'm going to wait and wait and wait. Let me tell you something, man. I want to pull this up and I'm going to put the camera on me, but this is a tweet that just came out today, that I just saw. And I just want people to see it. I made a video about this earlier. Let me find it. Because if you say, well, I'm going to sit around and wait, you just want to be careful, okay? This is a tweet from Newswire. U.S.-Iran war could cost 10,000 jobs per month through 2026 as oil prices surge. I have no comment about anything political, but this is what I do have comment on when it comes to the job market. We are in a situation with the rise of AI, with instability going on in other aspects of life, to where if you're saying, well, I'm going to sit around and wait for the golden opportunity to go get a job somewhere, or wait to start the perfect business, or I'm going to wait. Let me tell you something, man. 10,000 jobs per month. I got a day job. I love my day job. I love the company I work for. It's great, but it's not guaranteed. You need to be wise. I read an old book one day, said the shrewd person sees the calamity and does something about it, and the foolish person does nothing about it. Do not wait for them to say, yeah, we got to lay you off. Oh yeah, we can't put in your application. Yeah, we're rejecting you because your resume is just in a black hole. You sitting around waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting to say, man, I saw this great tutorial on YouTube about this product, Kiyomi Max, but I don't believe in it because the guy, he only has 450 subscribers. He's a little guy, and oh, I don't want to pay for Claude, and oh, I don't want to, like, who is Richard Echols, and who is, Hey man, I am telling you, be careful about thoughts like that. Be careful. What's going on right now, prepare. Learn a skill, learn a trade, and open up a business and use Claude and buy Kiyomi Max. This is not me, oh, I just want to make money. Dude, my bills are getting paid. I'm thankful. I want them to continue to get paid, okay? I'm not trying to beg you, oh, you got to do this. And I'm just trying to warn you. You see what's happening. You see it. 10,000 jobs per month. You think it's not going to be your job? Okay. So let's go to some nicer things. The last things for me to close out this long video, but this is the finale of the tutorial. So the revenue strategy, I'm gonna just give you the one that works for me. Okay, I keep my business real simple. I do YouTube, I do X, and I use my website. Okay, and I use Google Workspace to handle like all my email and things like that. Okay, YouTube, from what I've seen, YouTube content, especially if you're willing to put your face on camera and sell your product, it's great. People get to know you. People want to work with you, and they don't even necessarily want to work with your product. A lot of the people who have bought Kiyomi, it's because they trust Richard. They know Richard. They know me. They know, like I have said in my videos, I want to run my business with integrity. I want to run it right. You can read between the lines there, but for those who know me, I am mandated to make sure I am honest with the Kiyomi business. Those customers who are mad because I stopped Kiyomi V7 and I stopped the old versions of Kiyomi because Kiyomi Max, the reason I did that is because Kiyomi Max is a better product for you. It's a better product that works for you. And I even gave it to those people for free. All they got to do is check their email, and you can ask them, okay? If you see some angry comments, hey man, just know that they're not telling the truth. Okay, but YouTube content goes real far, and you don't have to put your face on camera. You can do a faceless channel. You can just show your work. Okay, I'm talking from the perspective of somebody with an AI business, but you can do this from a trade. Like, you take pictures of your work, you show videos of your work. Man, that's gonna go real far. So YouTube, direct outreach. I like to use X more so, just to, get things out there. I'll show my X account. Richard Echols, AI. You go ahead and you give it a follow, 96 followers at the time of recording, real small, but that's the thing, it's man, when people see a lot of trash, but then when something good comes along, they don't know whether or not to trust it, because it's like, what's the big company behind that? Know that the big companies will take advantage of you. Know that a lot that you see, especially in the AI space, is deceptive. If you run across someone who is mandated to be honest, like me, And look, you know, I hope I stay honest. For my sake, I hope I stay honest, okay? You run across somebody like that, who cares whether they have 450 subscribers? Who cares, you know, how many views they got on Twitter or on YouTube? If it's good, it's good. Because I'll say this, the whole way I got into this journey, I saw a video from Alex Finn about OpenClaw. And that started me on this whole journey, you know, when it came to the business, all right? I just had a chance when I was on vacation a little bit before that, maybe 2-3 weeks before that. That's when I said, well, let me try Claude. At that time, Claude was a distant third when it came to ChatGPT and when it came to Google Gemini. Now Claude is number one. But I said, hey, let me give the distant third a chance. And it gave me this. When Alex Finn, when I saw his video about OpenClaw, I didn't care how many subscribers he had. I wasn't worried about that. I said, dude, look at this value. I'm about to go get me a Mac Mini today. Me using OpenClaw said, well, I want to create something better and more secure than OpenClaw. That's where Kiyomi came from. And then as Kiyomi developed and grew, that's how we get to Kiyomi Max. That's how I'm shooting a tutorial right in front of you with this long video that I need to go ahead and finish up. So now, you know, YouTube X, and then, you know, email, you know, if you can do that cold outreach, but it's personal, you know, you're not spamming people, you know, do that. You'll be surprised at what happens. Word of mouth, you know, talking to people, in your community, that works, you know, and keeping your eye out, you know, depending on what business you got. You know, don't be afraid to talk to people about your business. Face to face is still something. Being a human being is still something. And I'm telling you, as somebody who's worked with AI is great. It ain't got nothing on humanity. Nothing. The design of a human being is ridiculous compared to AI, and it will never, ever get there. But that's another video for another day. Maybe not even a video, maybe a personal conversation if you know me. All right, so now pricing, okay? Don't guess. Ask Kiyomi to research your market. Ask Kiyomi to research what your competitors are doing. Create pricing tiers and raise prices when every client says yes immediately, okay? So like the pricing is one thing, because, you know, I remember, man, when I was building Kiyomi, man, people would come on and they say, Richard, you're always changing. Well, the prices for Kiyomi Max have not changed, you know, for a little while now. But there's a reason for that. I looked at my competitors. I looked and I said, okay, if you can pay an annual fee for, you know, like Microsoft Word, for example. Microsoft Word, you know, the regular document and Microsoft Office, they didn't have an AI component when I saw their price was like $99 a year. Okay, Kiyomi has more of an AI component, $149 per year. Is this something that people will jump at? Let's see what the market says. Let's see what the research analysis says that I had Kiyomi do. Said $149 is a price that people will do yearly, but it still might have sticker shock if they only see that $149. Have a monthly in there for $14.99. That's a meal. Boom. That's how you get people to say, okay, I'll try it. You know, Kiyomi works when someone has Claude already, so I had to factor that in. They're paying $20 for Claude. Well, if they pay $14 for Kiyomi, that's a little under $35. Okay, yeah, they'll do that. $35 a month. You pay Netflix $24.99 a month. $10 on that for a business operating system. Come on, man. But again, market analysis, research. Here's another big mistake I made when I first came out with Kiyomi, because I was like, oh, this is a differentiator, and I will never do this again. Offering a lifetime one price for it all and saying, yeah, you'll get all the updates that Kiyomi has. Do not do that. Do not do that. There's a reason why everything is a subscription. I was against it. I would say, oh, subscription fatigue. Hey, man, let me tell you something. If you don't want to do a subscription, you need to do a pay-as-you-go model, okay? You need to do something to bring in regular revenue, because when you do a lifetime option, just know that that's going to create a problem with your customers soon enough, because your customers who have that lifetime are going to expect lifetime support, even though they only paid you once. And then they could very well be the ones who get angry when they see you come out with a banging product and you say, well, this is a different product. And they'll say, well, I'm a lifetime member. I need it for free. I didn't believe that with my lifetime members. And guess what? I got enough angry emails from them that I had to give them Kiyomi Max for free. And Kiyomi Max is way different from the totally different product that Kiyomi was before, which was just a Telegram bot. So yeah, I had to honor that, because my whole reputation is, hey, I'm the honorable, respectful, honest guy who's in AI. And they said, hey, Richard, this is what you told us. You better live up to it. And I said, yep. I got to eat that money and live up to it. So don't even get in that situation, okay? Subscription or pay as you go. Now, if you're in a totally different business, like this doesn't cover, people in the trades, you ain't gonna have them subscribe to you to come, pump out their toilet or something if you're a plumber. I'm just saying those who want to get in like the AI business and stuff like that, subscription model, pay as you go. If you're in the trades or something else, obviously, that's, one-time fee or something like that. So, think about those things. Have Kiyomi Max help you with those things if you don't have them yet, and you will do great. Those are some of the mistakes. Here's the close. 30-minute video, but again, it is the finale. Hey man, congratulations. You've installed Kiyomi Max. You've watched it build a business. You've connected your tools. You've learned email, calendar, CRM, invoicing. You've got proposals, outreach, pipeline management, marketing and automation. You've built an AI team, and you know how to now run a business using Kiyomi Max, running off of Claude Code Desktop. This tutorial has been free on YouTube. Spread it around, give it to people. This is a need right now. At the time of recording, dude, AI is eating up people's jobs. You got instability going on, eating up people's jobs, and people don't know what to do. They don't know what to turn to. Start your own business, but start it smart. Get a Claude subscription. Pay $20 and then get Kiyomi Max. Pay $14 or $149 for the year. Because you want to provide for yourself and for your family. And if you do not adapt to where we are right now, the consequences can be very dire. They can be very dire. And so be wise, be smart. Remember what I said from that old book. The shrewd one sees the calamity coming and does something about it. The foolish one just sees it and just does nothing. Don't be foolish. Be shrewd. Be wise. Be cautious. You see the times we're living in. And so, hey, I've taught you all this stuff in this course. That's more than most business owners will ever set up. And this happened in like less than 20 videos, okay? So look, congratulations. Remember too, everything that Anthropic ships, every time you see Claude update, Kiyomi gets it. So Kiyomi gets smarter every single day. The more you use her, the better she gets. If this helped you, again, please tell someone, leave a review, like, comment, subscribe. At this time, I'm just a small YouTuber with a small little business that nobody knows. And hey, if it stays like that, it stays like that. Trust me when I tell you, I am being taken care of by the way I've chosen to live my life, okay? I ain't going personal, all right? Okay, if you read between the lines, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Those people in my personal life, hey man, you know who takes care of us. So remember, if you build something amazing, please tag me. I want to see it. You know, I've shown this. I've got a showcase section here on my website built by the community. These are people who have built real businesses. This is Kide Women's Health. Someone built a whole women's health intelligence app. I hear they might be updating it to make it work more like Kiyomi Max too. We'll see about that. I want to know the progress. We've got the KFi app right now, a whole chat bot that lives on people's websites. This was built and they're using Kiyomi to manage their business. We've got La Vista Lawn Care, where it's AI powered lawn care quoting system, you know, because a lot of, you know, people who work in lawn care, they just want to go, you know, they go look at yards and say, okay, you know, they eyeball it. Okay, it'll be this much or that much. I mean, it's real stuff being built in the community, and you let me know, and I'm going to put it right here on the website. Submit your app, and you tell me your name, your email, you tell me your app, give me the link to the app. What does it do? I put it up on the website. Let's build this stuff together, okay? Because, I mean, we're in a time where one man, one woman startups are going to explode, okay? They're going to explode. Get in early. Get in early. Use something like Kiyomi Max. This is the longest video I've ever made, but one of the most important ones, the finale of the AI Business Bootcamp. Y'all, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you watched till the end. And hey, you got Kiyomi Max. Go ahead, start working. Show me what you got. I'm gonna be right there with you, you know, because I'm gonna keep on making videos because, of course, you know, why not? Who knows what could happen in terms of, you know, what this stuff will turn into. So, y'all have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye, and congratulations on completing the AI Business Bootcamp.